Buenos dias, Zamboanga Peninsula. Welcome sa Kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas. Hatid ng Presidential Communications Office and Philippine Information Agency. Ang programang ito ay isang plataforma para sa mga ahensya ng gobyerno upang mailahad ang kanilang programa at proyekto para sa taong bayan. And with that, sa ating 16th episode, makakasama natin from Philippine Health Insurance Corporation in Region 9. Pero bago ang lahat, nais po nating anyayahin po kayo na tumutok sa ating live broadcast po via PIA Western Mindanao Facebook page and other government agency Facebook pages. And of course, gusto din natin i-welcome lahat po ng ating mga media friends around Region 9 or Zamboanga Peninsula. We have from Isabela City, Zamboanga Sibugay, Zamboanga del Norte, Zamboanga del Sur, and from Zamboanga City na kasama po natin ngayon sa ating venue. At kung may mga katanungan po kayo later on, mag-comment lamang po, i-like and i-share po ang ating live broadcast at susubukan po nating masagutan ang inyong mga katanungan later on. And of course, we are also live po or nakahook up po tayo sa Radyo Pilipinas. Hindi na po natin patatagalin pa. Let us welcome our resource persons, our guest for today from the PhilHealth in Region 9. First, let's welcome po Dr. Jacobo Mendoza, the Head of Benefit Administration Section.
Yes, Pilipinas, in Region 9, iyo si Dr. Jacobo Maria Mendoza, Head of the Benefits Administration Section or otherwise known as Claims. And taimbitayo ko ustedes para mira aki na di aton kapihan sa bagong Pilipinas and we will learn a lot today.
Thank you very much, Doc. Next po, let's welcome Engineer Bernardino Labastida Jr., the Division Chief of Field Operations Division.
Yes, good morning, Zamboanga Peninsula. And thank you, PIA, for having us today. And I am very excited to discuss topics and insights regarding our program. So stay tuned sa Kapihan ng Bagong Pilipinas.
Thank you. Last but not the least, let's welcome the Regional Vice President of PhilHealth Region 9. We have Sir Paulo Johan Perez.
Buenas, good morning to our esteemed members, our healthcare partners, our friends from the media, and of course our viewers in today's Kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas. Thank you for this opportunity to the Presidential Communications Office and to the Philippine Information Agency.
Thank you po. Now let us hear their accomplishments, reports, their programs po and services po specifically in Region 9. So let's hear po the presentation of Sir Perez, the Regional Vice President.
Yes, in line with the President's aspiration for a strong healthcare system that will withstand another pandemic, and with the guidance of the PhilHealth Board chaired by Secretary Chadoro Herbosa of the Department of Health, your PhilHealth has embarked on an aggressive benefit enhancement program starting last year. No? We started with expansion and institutionalization of the hemodialysis package from originally 90 days to 156 sessions, which effectively covers the standard 3 times a week sessions of this life-saving treatment needed by chronic kidney disease stage 5 patients for 1 year. Our support for CKD5 patients did not stop here. In July this year, we have increased the coverage per session by 54% or from 2,600 pesos to 4,000 pesos per session for a total of 624,000 yearly for every CKD5 patient. In our aim to rationalize benefit packages that will truly matter to our kababayans, we have focused on certain conditions that are of high burden and could lead to catastrophic spending for the patients and even to their families. As a result, we have more than doubled our coverage for hemorrhage stroke from 38,000 to 80,000 and ischemic stroke from 28,000 to 70,000, 76 rather, and high-risk pneumonia from 32,000 to 90,000. Another round of enhancements for our Z benefits was introduced particularly for colon and rectal cancers and select orthopedic implants. In October of last year, the outpatient benefit package for mental health was also launched. offering general and specialty mental health services. We are now partnering with more providers to make this service accessible to every Filipino with mental health concern. PhilHealth started the year 2024 with a 30% across-the-board increase in over 9,000 case rate packages. In March 30, 2024, we hit another milestone with the enhancement RC benefit package for breast cancer, which was increased by 1,300% from 100,000 pesos to 1.4 million pesos. We have implemented substantial enhancements for neonatal sepsis and bronchial asthma. Effective May 1, 2024, the package for neonatal sepsis is now at 25,793 from 11,700, and bronchial asthma from 9,000 to 22,488 pesos. Just last month, PhilHealth introduced the outpatient therapeutic care benefits package for severe acute malnutrition for children below 5 years in order to support their families to prevent malnutrition and growth stunting among our children. These efforts often go unnoticed, but we are thankful that President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. himself acknowledged our efforts during his third State of the Nation address. It is a testament and a validation of our commitment to delivering healthcare benefits that are felt by each and every Filipino. For the remainder of the year, more enhancements in the benefits are coming. Following our board-approved benefit plan, we are set to implement numerous other benefit packages, which include physical and medical rehabilitation, severe dengue, chemotherapy, emergency care, cataract extraction, and more Z benefit packages such as peritoneal dialysis, kidney transplantation, prostate and cervical cancers, and open heart surgeries for children, as well as COVID-19 benefits. All these developments underscore PhilHealth's unceasing commitment to provide health insurance coverage and ensure affordable, acceptable, and accessible health care services for all Filipinos. On the Consulta implementation, we are pleased to announce that through the dedication and hard work of everyone involved in the implementation of the Consulta program and under the leadership of our Pro9 Consulta team, we have achieved significant milestones for 2024 as of August. We have now 107 accredited Consulta providers in Zamboanga Peninsula. Notably, we now have these providers to provide outpatient benefits to our members. On claims payments, PhilHealth average claims payments turnaround time is now 19 days, 41 days faster than the mandated 60-day processing time. Kapag good ang claim, mabilis po ito na proprosesan at nababayaran. Kapag may kakulangan, ang mga ito ay binabalik for compliance. Mayroon ding dinideny kapag may violation or non-compliance po, no? In the first half of 2024, we achieved payment of 74.95 billion in claims, a 16% increase of the previous year. No less than the president of the Private Hospitals Association of the Philippines, Dr. Jose de Grano, acknowledged these improvements when he said that for the past several months, just in 2024, we experienced, of course, there is a big improvement actually in the claims processing. Similarly, the League of Provinces of the Philippines has acknowledged our efforts. No? PhilHealth received numerous commendations and thank you letters from various facilities, for the continuous streamlining of processing of claims leading to prompt payment of claims and faster turnaround time. Here in PhilHealth Regional Office 9, we are happy to announce that we have paid a total of 453,057,575,000 from January to June this year for a turnaround time of 25 days, which is 35 days faster than the mandated 60-day processing time. PhilHealth has also taken steps to support hospitals in accounts reconciliation to the Financial Management and Reporting Enhancement Program at what we call PINMAREP. To this, we are directly engaging with the hospitals in reconciling our books with the book of accounts of the hospitals to properly put things in proper perspective. For example, there are claims that need to be returned or denied due to certain non-compliances. Hence, this should be treated accordingly in our respective books. For PhilHealth, these claims cease to be payables, while for the hospitals, this should no longer be treated as receivables. As the People's Health Insurance, this is part of our responsibility as stewards of their funds. On digitalization efforts, in step with the directive of President Marcos Jr. to expedite digitalization efforts toward better public service delivery, PhilHealth is among the first to leverage on the groundbreaking of eGov.ph app launched by the Department of Information and Communications Technology. Through your smartphones, one can access their membership profile, see their contribution payments, and check their availment history through the said app. Sa eGov.ph Super App ay pwede na rin pumili at magparehistro sa inyong consulta provider. We urge all of you to download this app to avail of these services through a few strokes on your mobile phones. Understanding and meeting the needs of our clients is paramount to our mission at PhilHealth. By conducting regular surveys to gauge client satisfaction and awareness, we are able to gather valuable insights that help us to further improve our services, enhance the client experience, and strengthen relationships with beneficiaries. In the most recent survey conducted by Novotrends PH, PhilHealth earned an overall satisfaction rating of 94.57%. This nationwide survey is voluntarily participated by more than 180,000 clients who availed of various services in our local health insurance offices nationwide. For PhilHealth Regional Office 9, the overall satisfaction rating is at 99.10%, which is 4.35 higher than the national rating. And we believe that you, our media friends, are greatly responsible for this achievement of ours. Thank you for that. As we move forward, let us continue together to ensure that no Filipino is left behind. Ang hangarin namin sa PhilHealth ay ipagkaloob ang mas pinalawak at mas bagong benepisyo para sa mamamayang Pilipino. Salamat and mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas.
Thank you very much, Sir Paulo Johan Perez, the Regional Vice President po ng PhilHealth Region 9 for that presentation, for a very comprehensive po na presentation para sa ating mga viewers and of course sa ating mga media partners. Before we proceed po sa ating Q&A portion po natin, we would like to invite everyone po, no, especially our media friends po nakasama natin ngayon sa venue, to let us pause for a moment po to offer prayers for our friend and fellow media colleague, Mr. Alan Abastillas, who tragically passed away po earlier today in a fire incident and joined our Creator po. May his soul rest in peace. All right, so we will now proceed with our Q&A portion. We will entertain first questions po from our media partners from the different from the different provinces po natin in the region. So first, we have a question from Zamboanga, Sibugay. With the increasing cost of healthcare, what recent changes or updates has PhilHealth made to expand coverage or increase benefits for its members?
That is a very good question and very timely naman, no? Kasi just earlier this year, specifically February 14 of 2024, na anniversary po ng PhilHealth, ay in-increase namin yung benepisyo namin to 30%. So, and hopefully, ito ay marereflect will give a great impact sa percentage na gagastuhin ng ating mga Filipino people po.
Thank you po, Doc. Follow-up po question from Sibugay pa rin. What steps PhilHealth is taking to improve service delivery and address the backlog in processing claims and membership updates?
Oo. That's also a very good question kasi siguro you've been hearing the news na maraming nagrereklamong ospital sa amin na matagal daw kami magbayad, no? But not for Region 9 kasi thanks to our PhilHealth employees dito sa Region 9 ay nag-overtime naman talaga kami para maganda ang turnaround time. As diniscuss kanina ng ating RVP Sir Paulo, ay 25 days na lang po ang turnaround time and it should be 60 days. So medyo mabilis tayo ngayon ang turnaround time namin. Aside from that, sinabi naman ni Dr. Jose Rene De Grano na they are a bit satisfied sa ating pag-process ng claims unlike before. And nag-i-introduce rin tayo ng AI. If you have heard the news na nag-i-introduce tayo ng artificial intelligence to help in the processing of claims and this is now in the process na po.
Okay, thank you po. That's good to hear po, Doc. Lastly na lamang po from Sibugay, what is PhilHealth's role in implementing the Universal Healthcare Law and how will this affect the coverage and contributions of the members moving forward?
Yes, we are coordinating closely with the Department of Health, CHD9, to form this healthcare provider networks, no? And pag na-form itong healthcare provider networks, doon pa lang papasok yung PhilHealth for contracting. Itong contracting, we will give them a global budget and yung network, bahala na sila doon sa mga kasama sa mga members and patients na kasama sa network nila.
Okay, thank you po. Any additional po?
Yes, actually, in addition, no, with the USC law or the RA 1123, actually, lahat is automatic membership. Irregardless of status, it means that everyone is entitled to health benefits. So, the services coverage expansion, it is our responsibility and also for yung mga inpatient and outpatient services, that is under the service coverage expansion. So,
thank you po, Engineer. Next naman po, let's hear a question from Basilan po. How does the PhilHealth determine the level of coverage provided for each illness package? Are there any plans to expand or modify the packages in the future? Sir.
So, siguro answered na kanina, no? Sinabi natin na there was an increase in 30% across the board ng ating mga packages. And there are even some na mas mataas pa sa 30% tulad ng just recently increased case rate na yung asthma, neonatal pneumonia. From last year, yung ating stroke, ang ating high-risk pneumonia. And for now, we are still continuing yung mga ibang diagnosis or case rates na hindi dinagdag ay in line na po for increase this year po.
Thank you po. Next po, what can you say on the concern that some hospitals are taking advantage of PhilHealth's illness package by billing full amount of the package even if the patient doesn't use all the amount and services included? Sige po, Doc.
Okay, ito naman yung pagbayad natin ng case rates ay we give incentives din to our partner facilities. Hindi naman natin sinasabi na all of the facilities are trying to make money out of PhilHealth. No, we are trying to improve our efficiency. ito yung mga binibigyan natin ng case rate amount, kahit mas mababa yung ating sa statement of account, is for their efficiency gains. Ito yung kinukuha nila for the improvement of the health facilities. Di ba mas maganda pag na-improve natin yung ating health system, syempre mas magiging maganda yung serbisyo para sa Pilipino.
Follow up po dyan, Doc. Do you have a monitoring mechanism to ensure that hospitals only bill for the actual services provided to the patients and not for the services that are not used or necessary just to get the full amount in the package?
Okay. For monitoring, we have a designated office for monitoring, yung accreditation section natin, headed by Dr. Raymond Halea. We make sure, and we also have committees such as healthcare provider, payment, HCPM, and we do, pati sa claims, tinitignan namin kung may mga hindi nagki-claim ng maayos, we see through that, no? And in fact, sa UHC natin, kung mag-reorg na yung PhilHealth, ay may isang office talaga for monitoring, and that will be the sole purpose for that office then.
Okay, thank you po, Doc. Tungo naman tayo sa question po from Zamboanga del Sur. Ito po na-mention nyo kanina about the AI. So few months ago, there were news that PhilHealth will be using artificial intelligence or AI to fast-track the processing of health insurance benefits. What motivated PhilHealth to integrate AI into its system for processing claims?
Sabi nga kanina, no, the hospitals were clamoring before that PhilHealth was not paying them on time. Noon yun. Ngayon, sinabi nga ni Dr. Degrano, President of the Private Hospitals Association, sinabi niya na nag-improve na yung pagbayad ng PhilHealth. And for your information din, hindi dito kasali yung Region 9 because we are trying our best din to pay on time. Our turnaround time now is 25 days, 35 days more than the 60 days, no, sa ating required turnaround time.
Follow up po doon, will human personnel still be involved in claims processing or will it be fully automated?
Siyempre, itong fully automated, there should be share naman. Kasi sinong magche-check ng kung gumagana pa yung AI, di ba? Itong manpower cannot be completely eliminated sa processing ng claims po.
Thank you. Last from Zamboanga del Sur, how did PhilHealth improve the security on its database to ensure that there will be no room for data breach anymore?
Well, first, yung obligation nila na inform lahat ng affected members, no? And after that, following yung recommendations rin ng the ICT and the National Privacy Commission, implement namin yung mga recommendations nila for us to prevent the recurrence of a similar incident.
Thank you po. Next po from Zamboanga del Norte naman, what are the most common issues or complications that hinder Filipinos from availing their insurance and how can that be remedied?
Okay. Yes, most issues that our members na nahihinder yung availment nila is one is yung contribution, hindi updated yung contribution nila. And pangalawa is misspelled yung pangalan ng member. But it does not mean they cannot avail the benefits kasi all they have to do is just visit our local health insurance offices then and have it updated as to the premium payments and also the name of the patient. So meron tayong mga requirements dyan. After that, so they can avail of the PhilHealth benefits.
Okay po, ito po, question naman, ano-ano po yung mga cases that fall under the coverage sa PhilHealth services?
Can you repeat the question?
Ano-ano po yung mga cases that fall under the coverage sa PhilHealth services?
I see. Oo. Yung mga, for now, yung mga kino-cover ng PhilHealth are those admissible cases. But we are trying to expand it through konsulta. So, ibig sabihin, through konsulta, ay magkakaroon tayo ng patient can seek services kahit hindi admissible. Hindi tulad noon na ang PhilHealth ay nagbabayad lang po ng mga kailangan ng hospitalization. Ngayon, we have the konsulta program para hindi pa malala yung sakit, pwede na natin po maagapan.
So follow up, yes po, sir.
And if I may add, kinoconsider rin namin as part ng konsulta pagbibigay ng libreng gamot, no, especially sa non-communicable diseases, and will be increasing yung medicines na libre within the year to 53. No? Ina-accredit pa lang namin ngayon yung mga pharmacists who will be willing to partner with us.
Follow up po from Zamboanga del Norte. Na-mention po kanina na kasali na sa coverage yung mental health. Hanggang saan po ba yung coverage? Kasali po ba doon yung counseling and therapy o limited lang po ba siya sa hospitalization?
Yes po. Yung ating mental health coverage, last year pa po ito, no? However, yung mga facilities natin ay hindi pa na fully trained. That is why at this time, nagte-training pa po yung ating mga facilities for the mental health package natin. And yung tanong kanina kung kasama yung mga consultations, yes, kasama ang consultations down to the medications po.
Thank you very much po for the clarification. Next po, we have a question from a netizen naman po, live audience po natin. Totoo po ba na tinanggal ng Department of Budget and Management ang PhilHealth coverage ng 30 milyon na tao, kabilang ang mga miyembro ng 4P, senior citizens, PWDs at kanilang mga dependents para sa taong 2024?
Well, hindi po totoo yung message na yan, na nakating sa ating mga kababayan. Hindi po natin pwedeng tanggalin yung enrollment or coverage ng mga kahit na po nag-transfer yung pilat ng part ng reserve niya sa Department of Finance. Masa po kayo na lahat ng mga yon nabanggit ay patuloy na makikinabang sa mga serbisyo ng PhilHealth.
Okay. Yes, po, sir.
In addition, if we are going to yung tanggalin yung budget for next year, ang PhilHealth, we are violating what is mandated for us in the UHC law. Yung magbibigay ng benefits to all Filipinos.
Thank you po. Next po from a netizen pa rin po, why do we need to pay or settle yung mga di namin nabayaran na contribution previous years? Is it true na we cannot use our PhilHealth unless mabayaran lahat?
Yes, of course, for sustainability, dapat nating bayaran yung mga past dues natin. Kasi how can we expand our benefits kung hahayaan natin yung mga unpaid premiums na hindi natin kukubrahin for them to avail. Pero this time, hindi naman ibig sabihin na all the previous years na hindi binabayaran, dapat bayaran mo one time. So meron tayong pwede niyong bayaran on a monthly basis, quarterly, depending on your capacity to pay. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na you have to pay all the past one time.
Thank you very much po for the clarification. Next po, we have a question from our friend po na media na kasama natin ngayon from Sir Jung Francisco of Mindanao News and Information. Can you give po an update on the current coverage and membership status po ng Region 9?
Yes, for the membership status of Region 9, for last year, I just want to discuss the last year data. For last year, we have 102% for 2023. Pero now, we have around 70% coverage. So basically, it's because as of July, so we still have 5 months more to go. So eventually, we will not just meet our targets at 100%, but I think we can surpass more than 100%.
What are the... Yes po, sir.
To be specific, for as of July this year, we have a total of 2,610,399 enrolled in our database, no? Out of the projected population of 3.7 million or 70% of the total population of Zamboanga Peninsula.
Alright, thank you po. Next po, what are the recent enhancement po ng PhilHealth services in Region 9 that residents should be aware of? And are there upcoming projects or programs that will further improve healthcare services?
Yes, for ano to, regarding the consulta rollout of for 2024. So for the moment, we have scheduled consulta caravans throughout Zamboanga Peninsula. So sa mga members natin, dapat mag-stay tuned sila for our schedules on the consulta caravan. So we provided yung schedule sa aming Facebook page, PhilHealth Regional Office 9, Zamboanga Peninsula. Yan po.
With regards naman sa benefits natin, may increase tayo this year, and there are more benefits na i-increase na natin and i-add. For one, yung bago lang yung severe acute malnutrition and yung mental health package, and upcoming pa yung ating mga dengue and yung mga ibang Z benefits din.
Yes,
And doon sa mga nagda-dialysis naman, we are also considering yung increasing yung present na 4,000 per session to 5,800. And this time, yung 5,800 wala nang co-payment yung dialysis patient, meaning wala na siyang out of pocket. Pero yung 5,800, yung 800, dapat mapupunta siya sa doktor. Pero ang gagawin naming requirement, yung doktor dapat makikita niya yung pasyente. So yung 5,000, mapupunta sa nagbibigay ng dialysis. And mas maganda yan kasi sigurado na tayo na lahat ng dialysis patient natin ay makakapag-dialysis kasi wala silang gagastusin.
And if I may add sa sinabi ni Sir, yung hemodialysis natin was last year lang, dinagdag natin from 90 to 156 sessions, making it so kaya ng 3 times a week mag-dialysis. And just this year, in-increase yung package from 2,600 to 4,000, and yung sinabi nga ni Sir, i-increase pa natin further to 5,800 para wala ng balance billing.
Thank you po for the information, no, para malaman din po ng ating mga viewers. And now we will entertain questions po from our friends, media friends po na andito na sa venue ngayon. First, let's have Judy Ann Tinaytina of eMedia.
Good morning po. Yung first question ko po is, what are the specific programs po and initiative being implemented by PhilHealth in Zamboanga City to improve health outcomes po?
One is the consulta program. So for Zamboanga City alone, we have around 24 consulta accredited facilities. So we have scheduled activities for consulta caravan para doon sa consulta packages for Zamboanga City.
So hindi lang po hospitalization yung kino-cover ngayon ng PhilHealth, also yung mga outpatient, no, tulad ng konsulta. So ibig sabihin, before pa maging malala yung ating sakit, magpakonsulta na muna sila.
Yes, totoo yun. This is our service expansion coverage. Yung sinabi ni Doc.
If I may add, no, we are also partnering with other government agencies or offices like yung BJMP, DepEd, para ma-register rin yung mga employees nila sa konsulta.
So, second question po, how is PhilHealth expanding its services to ensure people in remote areas have access to healthcare facilities po?
Yes, itong consulta program, this is one of our initiative. Talagang pupuntahan namin yung mga remote areas kasi yun talaga yung mandates natin. Ito yung consulta program. So in Zamboanga City, we are coordinating with the city mayor and of course yung mga health centers na accredited to us for them to locate all the PhilHealth members para at least we could give services under the consulta package.
Last question po. Regarding po sa Ego Page app, pwede niyo po ba siyang i-expand po? Aside po sa pwede namin ma-access yung membership and availment history, ano pa po yung ino-offer na services ng apps po na ito?
Yung availment, no, availment at saka yung personal data mo sa PhilHealth lang. Anyway, kahit wala naman yung app na yun, kahit hindi naman natin checkin yung lahat tayo ay makaka-avail pa rin ng serbisyo ng PhilHealth. Ito yung mas nakikinabang dito yung mga nagtatrabaho, di ba, na para ma-check nila kung pinagbabayad ba sila ng kanilang kumpanya sa PhilHealth. Kasi mandatory yun na dapat kung may share yung employee, may share yung dapat yung employer.
Yun lang po. Thank you.
Thank you. Next po, Ma'am Sara Tulabing of the XAS.
Good morning, sir. Sir, balikan ko po yung kanina, yung may nagtanong tungkol sa mga hindi nakabayad at kailangan pa rin magbayad. Yung reklamo po kasi ng iba, like for example, 2 taon sila hindi nakabayad, and then pagbalik nila para mag-contribution ulit, kailangan nila munang bayaran yung 2 years. Yung reklamo po nila, hindi naman daw sila gumamit ng PhilHealth. Ano po yung reaction nyo po tungkol doon?
Under the law, they really have to pay the missed premiums because it is stipulated in the UHC law. So kami naman sa PhilHealth, we are mandated to follow the law for sustainability. Pero with regards to yung 2 years contribution na dapat bayaran one time, hindi naman. Pwede niyong bayaran on a staggered payment. Pero it does not mean na kailangan i-fully paid muna yung previous premiums for you to avail. No. The moment you pay the initial payment, you can now avail of the benefits.
Totoo po ba yun na... yes po.
Yes, last October 2019 kasi, yung lahat ng Pilipino, miyembro na. So yun yung cut-off. Starting nung time na yon, dapat lahat tayo magbabayad ng premium, di ba? Now, unfair naman kung tayo nagbabayad tayo religiously ng ating premium and then merong iba na i-skip yung premium nila. So pag may na-skip ka doon sa period na yun, starting October 2019, yun lang ang babayaran mo. Now, sa employers naman, iba yung kaso naman, no? Especially during the pandemic, merong mga hindi nakapagbayad. Pero meron kaming binigyan ng consideration. And yung sinasabi ni JR kanina, na yung may hindi na bayaran, pwede naman silang makipag-usap sa amin na hindi nila babayaran kaagad yung buo. Pwedeng merong arrangement na depende kung gaano kalaki yung kakulangan nila. Pwedeng 6 months, pwedeng 1 year, para hindi masakit sa bulsa.
Pag nabayaran na po nila yung utang nila ng 2 years, pwede na, pag ma-admit po, pwede na nilang gamitin or hindi?
Okay. As mentioned kanina, hindi naman, they are not obliged to pay the 2 years premium. Pwedeng initial. At the moment they pay the initial payment, they can avail of the benefits. So yung sinasabi ni RVP Perez kanina, ibig sabihin nun, at the time na the law was enacted, that was 2019. So it was stipulated that by November of 2019 onwards, kung may missed premiums ka, being a member, you should pay off the missed premiums, contributions.
Last na lang po, ano po yung mga programa at serbisyo rin po natin for persons with disabilities? Parang meron po ata yun na ang PhilHealth ang mag-shoulder ng monthly contribution nila. Tama po ba yun, sir?
Yes, it was initiated by the Department of Health. So meron silang systems, then they will provide us kung sino-sino yung mga persons with disability. Yun yung basis namin. But for now, kahit hindi namin natatanggap yung updated list from DOH, they can still avail of the point of service. Kasi andyan yan sa batas. Once persons with disability, automatic, they can avail of the PhilHealth coverage.
May trabaho man o wala yung PWD, sir?
Of course,
Pwede.
kung may trabaho tayo, meron tayong premiums. So, yung mga walang trabaho.
Thank you po, Ma'am Sara. Next po, Sir Regino de los Santos of RPM.
Yes, sir. RD, good morning. So baka nabanggit din ko kanina pero tanong ko na lang. Ito bang dalawa tayong meron, privado at saka yung government na payment. So yung iba may nangyari na kasi yung iba ang alam niya, yung pangalan niya nagbabayad yung government. Pagdating sa ilang buwan na o tawag dito, year na nangyari pala. So only to find out na hospital siya, wala yung pangalan niya sa PhilHealth. So sa private din, so ayun pa rin, no? Sa private na nagbabayad siya tapos nakinto siya. So hindi siya nakabill ng insurance sa PhilHealth po.
Okay, so ibig sabihin niyan, he or she is employed. So yung upon availment of PhilHealth benefits, doon na confine siya, it turned out na wala yung pangalan niya.
Yes.
So really, it could be possible because it does not mean na yung employer may premiums na binabayaran with us, hindi lang ibig sabihin na doon lang yun. Because the employer is obliged to report doon sa system namin kung sino-sino itong mga employees nila na andoon sa yung payments na binayaran nila. Ganun yun. So maybe doon sa HR, hindi nag-update as to the name of employees, kung sino yung mga empleyado nila. So that is why hindi namin na-capture yung pangalan ng member. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na he or she cannot avail. Still, he can avail. Kasi under the new law, under the USC law, walang tao na hindi na makaka-avail, irregardless of updated your payments or hindi updated. Lahat tayo makaka-avail.
Okay po. Second question po. So, based in my information, itong bang tungkol sa COVID-19, no? Natanggapan niyo bang balita? Meron na report sa inyo, kahit hindi COVID yung pasyente, nilagay COVID?
Oo. Meron namang mga chismis na ganyan nangyayari, di ba? Kahit may COVID pero wala. But we are doing our due diligence para i-check talaga kung meron. And chine-check namin kung may RT-PCR talaga siya. And sometimes if medyo questionable yung claim, minomonitor talaga namin, handled by Dr. Raymond Alea.
Yes, ibig sabihin, may mga proseso dapat nasundin po.
Yes po.
Para
Hindi lang
ma-confirm kayo.
po basta-basta maka-claim sila ng COVID kasi malaking halaga po yun. At chine-check po namin, lahat po ng COVID claims na pumapasok sa PhilHealth ay chine-check po namin isa-isa.
Palab, sir, yung
Yes.
COVID patient, ilan po yung yung package niya, yung package?
Yung COVID natin, it started yung mild sa 143,000, yung moderate po sa 333,000, tapos yung severe naman sa 730,000+.
Okay po, salamat.
Thank you po, Sir Regino. Next po, we have Heart Grace Moleño of eMedia.
Hello po, good morning po sir. My first question sir, ano po yung common concern or feedback na nare-receive na from PhilHealth members na nare-receive nyo po? And how nyo po na-address yung mga concern ng mga members po ng PhilHealth?
One is the availment during confinement because yun nga yung sinabi ni Sir kanina, some of our members hindi updated yung payment. So yun, isa yun. Pangalawa is yung pangalan sa database is different, yung totoong pangalan talaga. So pangalawa yun. So all they have to do is just to visit our local health insurance offices. We have in Zamboanga, in Ipil, Dipolog, and Pagadian para maging updated lang.
What are the common challenge faced by the resident of Zamboanga City in accessing their PhilHealth benefits?
Okay, so sa PhilHealth benefits, yung marching order namin ngayon is the expansion of the Consulta caravans. So with this, we could address yung talagang sinasabi nila na they could not avail of the benefits ng PhilHealth kasi malayo sila. So itong Consulta caravans namin, talagang pupuntahan namin yung remote areas na mga members natin.
My last question, sir. paano po ina-address ng PhilHealth yung issue regarding fraudulent claims and abuse of benefits dito po sa Zamboanga City?
Oo. Ako na mag-answer. So, sinabi ko nga kanina, may monitoring team na nagko-conduct ng mga teams, and we have systems na nagtatrack ito. For example, kung marami ng kasong itong hospital na gumagawa ng certain procedures or certain diagnosis na na-check ng ating system. And aside from that, nagmo-monitor tayo, pagpasok pa lang sa amin yung claims, ay before magbayad ay chine-check na namin kung totoo ba talagang nangyari. Sometimes we even ask for the clinical charts, copy of the clinical charts, kung may mga duda kami sa pag-process ng claim. And aside from that, after ng pagbayad, we also have monitoring post-audit. Yun.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you. Next po, we have Sir Dan Toribio.
Good morning, sirs. I've been listening to your reports, no? And I think this is my question is a national level issue, but in your level, regional level, I want to listen from you. With all the benefits and programs and yes, services from the PhilHealth to the people, hindi kaya isang araw, balang araw, makakaroon tayo ng problema sa budget, considering no less than the SSS have been saying that the SSS cannot give additional 1,000 to the pensioners because they might be facing financial problem in the future. How about the PhilHealth, considering you have many or plenty of programs and benefits giving to the people? Thank you.
Yes, tama yan, we continually expand and enhance our benefits, no? And isang reason kung bakit kami nag-expand ng benefits, aside from, of course, providing better services, is malaki na nga yung reserve fund namin, no? So sa gusto ng mga lawmakers ay bigay natin ito bilang serbisyo. And ang sabi nga nila, kung maubusan ng pera ang PhilHealth, pwede kaming tumakbo sa Government of the Philippines for additional funds. Na sana naman hindi mangyari kasi ito naman binibigay naming services and benefits ay merong mga actuarial studies rin.
Thank you, Sir Dan. Next po, we have Dang Bernardo of RMN.
Good morning. Buenos dias. So, my question is, how has the PhilHealth managed its financial resources in recent years, and are there any concerns about its financial sustainability?
Yes, sabi ko na siguro, no? As of this year, meron kaming 448 billion na reserves. And magtataka kayo, bakit lumaki ng ganong kalaki yung reserve namin? Kasi during the pandemic from 2021 to 2023, di ba, merong limitation sa supply side. Yung mga karamihan ng hospital, nililimit nila yung tatanggapin nilang pasyente. On the part naman ng patients, natatakot rin silang pumunta ng hospital, so pwede lang i-defer. Diba? Kung meron man silang, kung pwedeng defer yung treatment nila, i-defer nila. Kaya nangyari, yung period ng pandemic, yung particularly yung 2021 to 2023, konti lang yung binayaran ng PhilHealth in benefits compared dun sa mga premium collections. Kaya ganun lumaki yung aming reserve fund.
Okay po. How accessible is PhilHealth to the marginalized or underserved population such as those in rural areas po? Yung mga kapatid na po nating lumas or...
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yung gaya nga ng lahat naman tayo pantay-pantay ng benefits lang. Yung sinabi ni JR, kaya ngayon sa amin ay series of caravans. Hindi namin pinagsabay yung mga pagpunta sa mga lugar, no? Para ma-schedule namin yung bisita namin na mas malapit sa ating mga kababayan, lalo na yung nasa remote areas, para marating namin lahat. Kasi kung iiba time lang namin, halimbawa, dito sa city proper, kawawa naman yung mga kasamahan natin na nasa liblib na lugar. Kaya yon, series ng caravan, meaning pipilitin namin na lahat ng lugar ay mapuntahan o kung hindi man siya doon sa lugar na yan, yung pinakamalapit na lugar sa kanya.
What are the PhilHealth's goals and objective for the next year or 2 years? And how it will measure its progress towards this goal po?
So I'll start with the benefits, no. Yung benefits natin, we will shift from paying regular claims, no, kasi yung pagbayad natin ngayon is they claim tapos magbabayad tayo after. We are transitioning right now to payment through yung prospective payment. Ibig sabihin, magbabayad na tayo ng una in advance. And then, this will be through the DRG or Diagnosis-Related Group. Kinuha natin tong system from Thailand. So, binabasa natin doon and yun yung future natin. Hopefully by next year, i-implement na po natin yun.
Yes. In addition to that, we are intensifying the accreditation for consulta providers. For Zamboanga City, we have 24 consulta providers. So ibig sabihin yan, if we intensify and more accredited consulta providers, the more na at least ma-serve natin lahat ng mga constituents in Zamboanga Peninsula. So yun yung pinaka-main objective namin is to intensify the accreditation of consulta providers.
That's good to hear, sir. So my last question is, how will the PhilHealth continue to evolve and adapt to changing healthcare needs and trends in the Philippines or Zamboanga?
Okay, yung sinabi ni Doc kanina, actually basically it is how we evolve is we are we follow what is in the law, the UHC law. So kami sa PhilHealth, hindi ibig sabihin na kung anong gusto namin gagawin namin. Dapat in accordance to UHC law.
Oh, and to add that, no, yung ating mga benefits ay constantly improving siya. Just this year, nag-30% kami, and some of the other case rates, i-improve pa natin in the coming months and even years. So yun yung aming vision is to be significant sa paggastos ng Filipinos sa kanilang health.
Yes, of course, if we increase our benefits, ibig sabihin, meron yung proseso in the actuarial studies ko, it is feasible.
Yes.
So, yun na nga, because we at PhilHealth, we are parang rock solid. So, ibig sabihin, marami tayong pera, we can improve or increase mga benefits.
Thank you po.
Thank you, Dang. Last po na question from Sir Justin Bulanon of Radio Pilipinas.
Good morning, sir. Sir, you made mention earlier na nagte-training pa ang facilities natin for the mental health package. Pero na po ba tayong partner healthcare institutions here in Region 9 at ano-ano po yung mga ito?
I think there are a few pa lang accredited facilities for mental health, di ba? Doc Mon? Oo. Wala akong listahan ngayon, but there are mga 2 or 3, tama ba? 1 pa lang.
Okay.
1 pa lang. Kasi they are currently undergoing training pa sa mental health package natin.
Yung one na partner na ito, sir, is private po ba ito or public?
Private ba o public? Public? Public po.
May expected date na po ba tayo o anong quarter of this year magiging available yung mental health package for our PhilHealth members?
Yes po. Depende po sa pag-apply kasi we are currently although we are quarterly visiting our facilities, ine-encourage po namin sila na magpa-accredit sa amin regarding itong mental health package natin.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, I think that's the last question po natin from our media partners. Kung meron po tayong mga follow-up questions later on, baka they can come over and ask po sa ating mga resource person. With that, we would like to thank all our media partners po for being with us today sa ating 16th episode po with the PhilHealth in Region 9. So, with that po, may we request po muna closing message po natin. Baka we have announcement, we have programs that we would like to share pa po sa ating mga viewers po today. So first, let's start with Dr. Jacobo Mendoza.
Thank you very much, and I would like to thank Philippine Information Agency for having us dito sa kanilang kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas. I urge everybody to be members. Kahit yung mga iba may hesitations, just try to be members. And itong PhilHealth kasi ay tumutulong tayo. Hindi, we're not here para kukunin lahat yung ating benepisyo, but also to share. And like I always say sa mga interviews, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. Kaya kung hindi pa tayo handa, we can visit the websites, no, yung sa PhilHealth, and be updated sa ating mga data po.
Thank you very much, Doc. Next, we have Engineer Bernardino Labastida Jr.
Yes, thank you PIA for this opportunity. And to all our members, dapat magpakonsulta na because we have our series of schedules along the way, and yun, all you have to do is to visit yung facilities, then andun din yung PhilHealth staff natin doon to assist our members. So dapat magpakonsulta na.
Thank you very much, Engineer. Last but not the least po, the Regional Vice President, Sir Paulo Johan Perez.
Thank you again, Myra. We have 107 accredited consulta providers. So yung hindi pa po nagpaparehistro, magpa-rehistro na po tayo para magamit natin yung benepisyo sa consulta package. Kasama na po yung medicines na banggit ko kanina na from 21 magiging 53 na. Of course, yung libreng konsultasyon. Kung ma-hospital naman kasi walang problema kasi yung regular benefit ng PhilHealth. And rest assured na PhilHealth will continue to provide the services and improve and enhance the services we offer to every Filipino. Thank you, PIA. Thank you, Myra.
Once again, maraming salamat po sa ating mga resource persons po from Philippine Health Insurance Corporation in Region 9 or PhilHealth. Maraming salamat po. At nawa po marami tayong natutunan, nakuhang mahalagang impormasyon po ngayong araw, lalong-lalo na po sa ating mga media friends and partners po all over Zamboanga Peninsula. With that po, nagpapasalamat kami and magkita-kita pa po tayo sa mga susunod pa pong episodes ng Kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas. Muli po sa ngalan ng PCO Secretary, we have Secretary Cesar Chavez and PIA Director General Jose Torres Jr. and Regional Director Ms. Noemi Adaga. Ito si Myra Espinosa. Muchísimas gracias.